What do you think about just the state of YouTube at the moment? Someone who, was very much a pioneer of, making YouTube videos and content that was based around like a personality. Like, what is your POV on the state of YouTube at the moment?
It is in such a state of limbo to me, where there was this sort of renaissance during the sort of real era where everybody was vlogging, everybody was being themselves, myself included. And that was such a departure from the more weirdly produced content that was going around at the time, whether it was like comedy videos that were more like written out, sketched out, stuff like that, or it was even younger, like teenage YouTubers setting up their rooms super perfect and doing like the perfect bedtime routine or doing the perfect haul, Everything felt very manicured for a period of time. And then it sort of got like loose again. And it was like everybody, well, not again, I guess it became super raw. And then now that's not really working anymore. Like what I'm watching on YouTube is not YouTubers.
Right.
Like the era of YouTubers, right. I don't know. Like that might be done for now.
I think we're in the moment. Like I've said this a few times, but I think we're in the moment of like videos, not creators, where everything is about videos. And like there could be a week where a relatively unknown creator, just makes a video that gets 5 million views.
Yeah.
But then that's the video of the moment, and then we move on.
Yeah.
It's almost like we're reverting back to the lean back experience, which I know you didn't experience, but I did growing up of television, where you just like turn it on and you're like, you tell me what's on today.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, hey, YouTube, hey, TikTok, hey, just tell me what's on.
Yep.
Show me what's on today. Rather than me seeking out. With you, I think you, Casey, and Dobrik were like a different chapter where I sought out creators to watch. And I think today when I open YouTube, I'm just like, yeah, show me what's going on.
That's how I consume it as well. And I'm still an avid YouTube watcher. Like there are a few, like, I'm trying to think if I even know their names. Like there are some YouTubers who like consistently come up, but I don't even know their name.
Yeah.
It reminds me of music on Spotify where I know so many songs now.
But you don't know the artist.
Probably don't know the name of the artist, and I definitely wouldn't recognize them if they walked right in front of me.
Absolutely not. That's so true.
That's so
Being
good.
a musician is kind of, actually that's a terrible industry. I would hate to go into that industry.
Yeah.
That sounds
I was
incredibly
about to say,
difficult.
It's kind of nice because you get your songs like added to a playlist, but then like you get to kind of chill out. Like nobody knows your face necessarily if you don't want them to, but ultimately that would be terrible. And I really wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't envy not to say, I think we're still kind of like establishing ourselves, but I don't envy the people who are just starting out now. I think it's so much harder now to figure it out because the signals you get are very different. Like the signal of a viral video is very different today than it used to be. And it doesn't mean as much that like you can capitalize on that momentum. Like you have to be so sure of what you're creating so you don't get informed by signals like viewership or, certain things that can really impact you as a creative person.
It has to be prioritizing brand over views for a long period of time, which is difficult for people to do.
So I've been seeing a lot of like, for the first time in my career, a lot of, and even on Instagram, like my growth is negative. Like I'm not growing on Instagram and I understand why. Like I'm definitely in a phase where I'm shifting audiences a little bit in a way because I'm changing what I'm putting out. And so I think my audience is changing. It's almost been like a euphoric experience to watch that happen and to say, that's okay. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I think we all fear that moment when like there's like either a plateau, like a serious plateau, or like even a moment of decline. And I'm experiencing that right now. And it's, by the way, hey, let me tell all y'all, it's totally fine. And I mean, not only because that's not, like, it doesn't mean that you can't have a moment of growth again later, but also because it shows me that I'm making decisions for my own creative fulfillment and well-being. I'm not making decisions to grow.
Yeah.
I'm not making decisions to become more well-known, more famous. I'm making decisions based on what I just genuinely want to do. And I'm taking a break from various other things to explore other categories of showbiz secretly. And that's my business. And
Show business.
And that's my business. That's fucking show business.
Fucking show business, baby.
And so, but it's like, it's okay to, I don't think, it's not failure. I really don't think it's failure.
Yeah.
But you're also we have another term. I'm throwing so much vocabulary at
Please.
you, but post-platform. Post-platform is a term we use for creators like yourself who just really, you do not, you deleted your TikTok, doesn't matter. You could not post another thing on Instagram or YouTube this year or for the next 12 months, doesn't matter.
Oh, see, I don't know.
I think so. I think then when you post and come back, it's not like people, you still exist in the world.
As a human,
Interesting.
you're a real, you still exist.
Yeah.
Oh, that?
Right.
That I know.
Yeah. But the brand of Emma Chamberlain exists whether or not you're posting, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that? Like, if you stopped your podcast specifically, which is 2 times a week, would you still feel comfortable with what you're putting out?
If I stop with my podcast?
Yeah, say you stop your podcast.
No.
No YouTube, no podcast.
Well, I would have so much time.
Yeah,
I'd
what
be
would you
so
do?
fucking bored. I'd have to make something. My podcast does take up, that is a time. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about my earlier split, podcast might be actually 50, 40, 10.
What was the 10 again? I don't remember.
The 10 was like
Photo shoots.
doing a photo
photo
shoot or
shoots.
doing
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this,
yeah,
what we're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
today, or like little things like that. That's like 10. That's barely anything.
And is podcasting the lion's share of your income right now?
Oh yeah, that is
how you make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You're a podcaster.
Fully.
Do you connect with that identity of I'm a podcaster?
I totally do, but I think people don't. I do,
Yeah.
and I think I'm I love podcasting, to be honest.
Yeah, I love
it
it
is
so
also very hard,
Yeah.
which is so crazy.
You're doing it
Hard in the way that you
the
do
way
it,
that
or
you
like-
do it is also very specific. You have a solo podcast.
Well, right.
You're
It doesn't
talking
need to be hard.
But
Yeah.
I'm sure the interviews are different from the solo podcast.
Well, the interviews are way easier.
Right.
Because, it's they're not way easier, actually. Depends on who I'm interviewing. My interviews tend to be easy because I'm interviewing somebody who knows a lot about something that I'm interested in,
And you're genuinely curious.
and I'm genuinely
Yeah.
curious. So it's I just get to sit back and listen.
It's hard when
amazing.
you're not interested. When you're sitting on the side of a table and you're talking to someone and you're like, I'm
That's
actually,
why I can't
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
those people.
Right.
I can't.
Yeah.
It's I can only interview, only
Yeah.
people who
Yeah,
are
yeah.
fascinating to me.
Would you ever take the podcast on tour?
What do you mean?
Alex Cooper's doing it right now with Call Her Daddy. You
Oh,
go around.
taking it around.
Yeah.
Or as they say in the biz, take the show on the road.
Take the show on the
Is
road.
she doing live shows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I mean, it would, because you'd have to do that in an interview setting.
That's my nightmare.
The beauty of your show.
Ultimately.
That would be a one-woman show, and it's all
that's like
on
a
you.
one-woman monologue.
That's
and would
honestly
be,
doing stand-up.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
stand-up.
But
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me, it's doing stand-up about no. Also going on tour, what a terrible lifestyle. That's not fun.
we may or
We're
may not be
thinking about
thinking
it.
about it.
Okay, well, maybe we can offline about it and be
Yeah.
I think that there's a way to do it that would make it fun. Actually, there's definitely a way to do it that would make it
There's
fun.
definitely, it's only fun if you think it's fun. That's if you don't want to do it, then yeah, it's definitely not fun.
Well, see, I think for my show, for both of your show, it would make it would make so much sense.
Yeah.
And there's so much to do there.
Yeah.
Whereas with me, I think what makes my show feel the way it feels is the fact that it's me completely comfortable in my own comfy space. I also do not like public speaking.
Yeah.
I'm not into it.
I love it.
Well, actually,
It is
can
like
I be
a
honest?
drug for me.
Okay, see, it's like a drug for me, but I'm like afraid of it beforehand. Like I get
That's how
really
I feel.
nervous. I have diarrhea. Like I'm like fully like.
I think I'm gonna die. I'm like,
No, I
this
think I'm
is
gonna
the
die too.
death of me.
And I'm like getting a panic attack. I'm
Yeah.
such an anxious person that like I get so in my head. And then I'm on stage, I'm dissociating so bad. I'm like, wow, where am I? Am I real? Am I even talking? Like it's so bad. So, but I do it and then afterwards I'm like, whoa, I'm powerful.
Yeah,
Same.
right.
And then I
yeah.
feel incredible for the rest of the day. So
I get
it's-
off stage and I'm like, I'm not like other people.
Exactly.
I am.
I'm on a stage.
I am
I do
different.
TED
I'm on the
Talks,
stage.
so I'm
They're in the
different.
seats. I'm
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
And then
fully.
2 weeks later, we're doing public speaking again, and I'm like, I'm gonna die.
Back to square one.
Yeah, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is something really beautiful, and I assume this for you about uploading to RSS feeds where there's no public viewership.
Oh.
The absence of public viewership is so powerful. Like that is so incredibly powerful that like it is odd. Like with Chamberlain Coffee, imagine if your revenue, like your P&L was just out in the open and everyone could
my
just
God.
at
Oh
all
my God.
times
Oh my God. That's
look
terrible.
at your performance
Yeah.
of like how is the business doing. That is YouTube, right? Everyone looks at our most recent videos and they're like, how are those guys doing?
Public humiliation.
It's public. Like you know you've looked at a creator, in the past and like, oh wow, their viewership's not the same as it was.
Yep.
Like you just make a
I wonder
snap.
what's going on. I wonder how they're doing.
You make
Yeah.
a snap
feeling.
judgment
Yeah.
where you're just like, huh.
Well, people probably think that about me in some ways. Like people probably think that
Maybe.
about me and they're like,
I don't know. There was a
Well,
time.
I think people definitely did when you first stepped away from
Yeah,
YouTube. That
yeah,
was like
yeah,
everyone was.
yeah.
But you're like, to me, it's still just amazing that again you can upload something that says bed with an image of you
Yeah.
in bed and millions of people want to watch it. That to
I
me
don't
is
know if that
so
would happen
powerful.
now. Like
Try it.
and maybe I will try.
Try it.
I know. But
I
see,
don't
like
know.
the thing is, when I try to turn on a camera and be in front of a camera for YouTube, like when I try to do a YouTube video, I filmed videos this summer and they're never going to come out because there's something so strong in my intuition that's telling me not to that I would film
Yeah.
a full video. It made me, I had a psychological reaction to it. I became deeply depressed from
Watching
trying
back
to,
a video or just
no,
trying?
just trying to even make one.
Yeah.
It's like I have a mental block almost. Or
It's like going to
but
the
just
gym
yeah.
after not working out for a long time and you're just not where you used to be.
It's not that.
Okay.
It's not that. Because I'm better at it now.
Oh, interesting.
It's not even that. It's that in my gut, I know I should not be making YouTube videos right now. It's like not what my soul needs. It's almost like spiritual. Like my intuition tells me what to do. And making a YouTube video is fighting against that intuition. And for some reason that I genuinely can't explain, my body is like rejecting, is like, stop. You don't want to do this. You're doing this for the wrong reason. You're doing this because you feel like people are mad at you. Not because you want to do this. Not because you have something to say. You know what you want to do, which is explore various other things, other ways to create video. I love video creation.
Yeah.
To every step of the way. Being in it, like figuring out the pace of it, like figuring out how it's shot. Like I love every single step of the process. That has not changed. I think what my intuition is trying to tell me is if you continue to make YouTube videos right now, you're going to miss something else that's in this same world
Yeah.
Totally.
that's different.
Understood.
Does that make sense?
100%
Yeah.
understood. Like,
yeah.
Because also making a YouTube video is very different from video making.
Totally.
Because of the additional layer of the distribution of it and the outcome, like the viewership of it, the publishing a YouTube video is very different from making it. And then like the process of being in love with creating video, that is different. It's just a different thing. And once you upload that first YouTube video, you're kind of probably going to get back in, right? Of
Totally.
that rhythm. Yeah.
And YouTube will always be
interesting.
there too.
Yeah, you have a channel called Emma Chamberlain. Like you can just in 10 years when you're 32 and you're just like, hey, I want to make a YouTube
I'm
video.
a mommy vlogger now.
I look
Yeah.
at, I look at with Neistat, like he uploads like out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and it just millions of people are there to watch it because
Totally.
And I think you have the same thing where it's just like, yeah, if you upload, we're all gonna watch.
Yeah.
And it could be in 6 months, it could be in a year, it could be in 2 years, but
It just has to feel. It has to feel right.
yeah,
Because here's the thing, something that doesn't feel right. I remember there was like a few times on my YouTube channel I uploaded a video when my intuition was telling me not to.
yeah,
And you want to know what fucking happened? Everyone hated me and those videos.
right,
I tried to push through that intuition and it absolutely backfired. And for good reason, because I didn't listen to my intuition and take a break when I needed one. And that was like years and years ago, but not that people haven't hated me since, because they probably have, but that was like dark because I was going against my intuition,
yeah,
and people, most of the time when somebody's a fan of you, they're going to want more, of course.
sure,
So you can't listen to that voice, because as much as we appreciate that voice, I want more from all of my favorite creatives. We all want that.